Do not adjust your screen. It is not yeah, like you're not upside down. This thing is. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'm going to be sort of reviewing and sort of lamenting the STIHL FSA 56 weed whacker or lawn trimmer or whatever you want to call it. It's I've had this for quite a few years now, and it's pretty good. And I was using it the other day, and it was really hot out, and I was just super. I don't know. I just wanted to get things done, and I finished everything up I had to do. Did a whole bunch of weed whacking, pretty much bushwhacking. This thing's pretty strong, and it was like right near the end, the string on it was all goofy, and I was like, okay, I'm not messing around with this, and I'm going home having a beer. So that's what I did. So I'm going to continue my job that I should have done yesterday. Should have done yesterday. So there we go. You don't see this on most, like, I don't know, promotional videos for weed trimmer or weed whackers, lawn trimmers. So you can see there's supposed to be a couple of strings sticking out here, but we got one. But on the other side, nothing. So you got to fix that up a bit. So on the 56 here, which apparently they don't even make anymore. It's like I'm Googling it. It's like, great. Oh, that I've had a really good experience with this STIHL, what is it, FSA 56. It's cordless. It's like pretty powerful. It's a really good product. And it's like, oh, great. I'll do like a review on it and stuff. And I go and Google it, and they don't even make it anymore. It's like, come on, man. I'm like so old. This is happening to me, but I'll get to that later. So, yeah, I'm just going to fix this up. You can watch me actually work. It takes these little, see, it's kind of a cheap, well, not cheap. It's a relatively inexpensive product. Like it's pretty good for what you get, but I think where they get you is on the 56 is you got to, oh, hey, David, Echo. Am I echoing? How's my sound? Are we good? But yeah, so okay, Dr. David Proden's popping in here to say hi. Yeah, I'm actually doing this too because David and I were talking about our weed whackers after our last show that we did, and it got me thinking about it too. So this is like these little cartridges that you buy, and you can sort of get a flathead screwdriver and pry off this little plastic bit here and try to rewind this. I've done it a couple times to put string on it, but it doesn't really work that great. For how much, I don't know, for how much effort you're putting into it, just spend the money, you get the cartridge. So that's what it looks like when it's brand new. But I have a feeling we're going to check this one out. It's got these two little prongs. You got or what would you call it? Prongs, I guess. And some little buttons on the side. Oh, here we go. This is what. Okay, my sound is actually good. Echo brand versus STIHL. Oh, there we go. David Perrodin is a fan of Echo. Efficient restringing without having to disassemble the head, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I don't know. Yeah, you push these two little things in, it pops up, kind of boink like that. And let's take a look at see what it looks like. Okay, that little guy comes off, so you can see these little tabs. They squish in, and that's how it comes out. Okay, we'll put that right back there. So I'll keep it lined up. So that's the way I have to put it. Okay, let's take this guy out. What's it look like? Is it all done? Yep. Okay, here we go. There's a little spring in there. Ooh, smells like weeds and grass and stuff. Okay, is that pretty much all done? I don't know. I wonder if I can get it. I wonder if I can feed that out again. Oh, did I mess that up? I might be out of luck here. Oh, flathead screwdriver. Let's do an experiment. Okay, I thought this would be nice and easy, but it's a big one. A small one over here. Oh, Phillips. Hey, a little flathead. Okay. Flathead or slot. Okay, let's see what this little slot looks like. Okay. Oh, I still got quite a bit of string in there. Okay, I just got to find the end and then feed it through. I guess that's my little job now. Yep. There you go. You do it live, and who knows what's going to happen. Or if I wanted to be more efficient with my time, maybe I'll keep that for later and I'll just throw a new one on there. Okay, let's do that. Because, like, I don't know if you can see there's still some in there. So I'll have to fish it around. I might get a few more, I don't know, a few more inches or feet out of that. So, okay, that's staying there. We'll go with a new one. So you just have to, I don't know, stick it through the little holes that are there. You can see there's one on this side here and one on the back side. See if that'll turn around. Same deal. Okay, so that's where these two things have to go through. And, I'm giving all this great instructional advice for something, and apparently the new 57 model that this thing was replaced by, it doesn't have these. So this is like really old information. And, I could totally see it, like, oh, let's just discontinue making these things. And then, okay, now my perfectly good lawn trimmer is like pretty much junk. Ay. And that's kind of like that. The older you get, the more you find that that's just part of life. Is that once you find out something's really good, somebody somewhere makes the executive decision to change it, and now it's not as good. And and it's like, I've had shoes, especially shoes, man. Shoes are the worst for that. Like years ago, I had these. I got these North Face shoes. So it was like they're kind of breathable, really fantastic shoes for camping or anything. If they get a little wet, they dry up really quickly. It's kind of like ventilated for your feet. I'm like, wow. And actually, you had a really good cushion on these shoes, these North Face, and they didn't look all goofy like fluorescent green or orange or anything. It's like, here's a black and white shoe. Doesn't look too flashy, not a great big logo on it. And so it's like, oh, hey, Wrench, I see you in here too. So I buy these shoes, and it's like, oh, after a year, these are the best shoes I've ever had in my life. All right, I'm gonna go buy another pair. Nope, don't make them. Of course. Then I even got these other shoes that I bought for 18 bucks at Goodwill. And I put on these shoes and I'm like, wow, hey, 18 bucks at Goodwill. These are good. What are they? So they're called Ortho Feet. And I'm like, wow, these are great. And so I ordered them online. I got them delivered. Actually, they don't deliver to Canada anymore. I had to go to Detroit to pick them up. But it was like, okay, I want these shoes. These are good. And then so I get them, and it's like, okay, cool. They didn't change the design on them. Awesome. Okay, wore out a pair of them. And like they're actually old man orthopedic shoes, but they look like normal shoes. So I was like, all right, I'm getting 2 pairs of these things next time because they're going to change it, right? So I ordered the new Ortho Feet. What do? They change the sole on them. So, and these things now they smell like, that smell of China. It's like you walk into like Princess Auto and all you can smell is off gassing rubber and plastic. My shoes have been smelling like that. Like my shoes have been smelling like China for like 6-7 months, and like I'm wearing them and putting my stinky feet in them and stuff, but they still smell like China, man. It's just, and then the sole isn't quite as the same and as good. It's like, can't anyone just make something and then like, okay, we're sticking with it? Kind of like a Volkswagen Beetle. Okay, they changed that a little bit, but from 19 whatever they made it 48 to like 1978, it's basically the same car. Like they didn't mess with it. They sold millions. So it's like, I'm old, getting old and grumpy. All right, the old grumpy old man's gonna replace his this little snappy guy here, and you just kind of pop it on. So you go like that, give it a snap. All right, there's a little spring in there too, I guess. There we go, good to go. So I got that. It's I'm gonna zing it all up. I don't want to zing it around in here. I'll probably get grass flying all over the place, but yeah, there we go. But yeah, this is apparently the FSA 57, the newer, greater one. It doesn't have that same type of cartridge thingamajig, but I'll show you the battery while we're here. Okay, so the battery comes out. That's what it looks like in there. So whenever I'm putting the battery back on, I think about these. There's a couple big kind of metal springy things on the same side as this button. So that's where the little flat part of the battery goes. So I think about that for orientation. I'll just bring my charger over here. It's been secretly over here for every show. I just put it over here on my workbench. I'll unplug it. So there we go. That's what the charger looks like. And complete with spider webs and cobwebs. But yeah, so it goes in there and then plugs in. Take this out. There we go. And you can see if it's charged up. You hit this little button here and boom, all charged up. That's what she looks like. And the cool thing, apparently the 57 I have read compared to the 56. Okay, see there's the flat part there. And I put that over here with these little springy guys that goes against there. It just snaps in. Double snap. Okay. But the cool thing about this is apparently the 57 is like that. It's very well balanced between the with the battery weight over here and our little trimmer head over here. But yeah, so like it just, you can just hold it like that and it's just very, very balanced. Like I'm gonna use a finger to hold this up over here or this here. It's like really well balanced. So that's pretty cool. So you're really just kind of using your one hand to hold it. The other hand's just kind of guiding it around. So that's pretty cool. Or you can put it on your hip if you want. Arms are getting tired. So there we go. There's the STIHL FSA 56 upside down. But they don't make it anymore. Fantastic thing that they just don't make anymore. Apparently the 57's okay, better maybe, until they stop making that one. What am I gonna have to do? Get some 1930s like shears and just go and keep resharpening them until they're 100 years old, and then they'll probably be better than anything else that's on the market. I don't know. This old guy's getting all old and bitter. Well, not really, but I'll just hang this up. Yeah, this will even hang off the edge of my bench, I'll bet. Just like that. Ooh. Yeah, I'll put that over here. And okay, well, I took care of that little chore. And I guess I could have done that when I was done yesterday, but I was feeling lazy and thirsty. So that's that. All right, let's plug this guy back here. Little fat parts over there. Put this guy over here. I'll stick this over here. All right, that is good for the next time I use that. And this, I'll bring it out to the garage and I can mess around with that if I need to later. But there we go. So what would I say? I would give the STIHL FSA 56 5 stars. It's absolutely, it's fantastic. It's reasonably priced too. It wasn't the cheapest. It wasn't the most expensive, but it's a beautiful product that they don't make anymore. There we go. And what do we got here? Okay, enough of that. Oh, feels good to rant every once in a while. I'm old. So here we go. Let's go through some comments here. And what do we got here? Okay, what's Wrench talking about? Okay, Wrench had 4 matching home light trimmers that stopped making the head. I was considering making a B-17 bomber RC plane given to a kid. Yeah. Okay, now David and I were talking about this stuff too. So let's see what Wrench and David were going back and forth about. So Wrench uses a 4-stroke STIHL at church. So he mows the lawn there. It's great. Uses a 4-stroke Ryobi at home. I've heard they're okay too. The bump thing is broken. I literally wind out more string with my hands. Okay. So yeah, I know. I don't know. A Ryobi, I'm not sure about that. I hear different things. I've seen contractors with Ryobi. But more like basically, if you look at any professional lawn care guys, anywhere around my city, they all use the STIHL. That's why I chose to buy it. And it's fantastic, but they don't make it anymore. Yep. Okay. David also had a 4-stroke Briggs and Stratton string trimmer until April. He had it for 18 years, then it wore out. Okay, yeah, that's you got your money's worth. Had been rebuilt a few times. Very heavy and shoulder harness. I like my new Echo 2-stroke though. Okay. And are you running 0.95 line? What would that be? 0.95 millimeters? I don't know. Let's measure it. All right, get the old machinist tools out here. What is that line? It is, we got 0.75, 75 thou. Okay, so 0.95. Wait, that would be 0.095 line. Yeah, because 0.95 is almost an inch, but yes, maybe I don't know how they go by that. That's 75 thou instead of 95 thou. So I think that's what that is. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think David means 0.95. So no, this is a little bit less heavy duty. So let's take the old caliper back in there. I don't know, these old machinist tools, they come in handy every once in a while if you want to know something. Okay. And then so Wrench is wondering if he should go electric at home. Takes me an hour at home, but I only weed whack about once a month. Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. Yeah, an hour. This thing will not last an hour. Like you can go pretty hard and heavy bushwhacking with it for about maybe 15 minutes or something like that. But yeah, like it doesn't last that long. But I don't have that much to do. But yeah, the battery, depending on how heavy you're working it, yeah, you can run out the battery. I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe, but hour it wouldn't last. So yeah, if you got that much weed whacking to do, I'd get a gas. Okay, what's this? Wrench does the decimal 0.90, but star shaped. Okay. All right, we got the lawn experts here debating back and forth. Okay, so 0.095 to be ideal for most applications. Also run a hex pattern nylon to not scar the decorative concrete. Whoa. Yeah, I know this little cartridge thing. It's not totally round. It's got some kind of a little bit of a twist to it. So I don't know, but they don't make it anymore. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Correction 0.095. There we go. All right. Yeah, because what would that 0.95 millimeters would only be 38 thou, 36 thou, something like that. So it'd be about half the thickness of that one. Anyways, yeah, that'd be pretty thin. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, it's just like, oh, I should do this thing. Okay, I'll do a little review on the weed whacker. Like they just don't make it. I'm trying to think what else they don't make anymore. Oh, they don't make my car anymore because I got like a sport wagon, Volkswagen sport wagon. I always wanted that car because it's got like it's like a Volkswagen Golf, but a station wagon. So it's like, okay, it gets really good gas mileage. You can fit a ton of stuff in the back of it. It's almost like a minivan or something. Like minivans are the best for carrying lots of stuff if you got stow and go seats. But that takes up a lot of room in my garage and stuff. So it's like, okay, I want the Volkswagen sport wagon. It's got the 4Motion, which is like 4-wheel drive type stuff. It doesn't have the leather interior. That's the only thing I kind of wish I had, but bought it used and it's red, so I like red. And so it's like that car is like fantastic. And I was thinking, okay, another few years, maybe I'll buy another one of those cars, but like brand new. I've never owned a brand new car before. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to one day. And then it's just like, no, they don't make it. Actually, they don't even make cars anymore. Everything's like a CUV or an SUV or a great big truck. I'm getting old. They don't even make cars. Well, I mean, some do, but it's like, what can you do? Volkswagen doesn't make cars, I don't think. Not here. Um, Europe and other parts of the world, but I guess North Americans. I think North Americans are just getting too big and fat and stuff, and they can't fit in little cars anymore. That's my guess. Okay. Oh, let's see here. I have never heard of this, David. Okay. Have you ever soaked your line in water between sessions? I do it with my Echo line. Weird, but won't be brittle. Hmm. I'm not too sure about that. Oh, that sounds like something worth looking into. Here we go. What's this? So California outlawed small engines under 25 horsepower. I think they did, didn't they? Yeah, that's how you're going to save the world. It's so hilarious when you think about just little things like going to like, okay, plastic straws. Okay, we're going to ban, like here in Canada, they banned plastic straws. They're banning plastic shopping bags. I got some in the States though. I made a video about that one. And then yeah, all these like little things that are getting made. But if you think about like the whole context of the world, like I know when I went down to El Salvador, like, okay, so California outlaws small engines under 25 horsepower. Well, we were down in San Salvador walking by, and these guys are like burning oil right on the sidewalk. It's just like, hey, I did an oil change at the mechanic. Yeah, how do I get rid of it? Yeah, stick it in a 50-gallon drum, light it on fire. Pff, there's all this black smoke all over the place. That was one place. And then they're like burning garbage everywhere. It's like, that's like 90% of the world just burns garbage and just all this terrible, terrible toxic garbage like that. Like, hey, those guys are like, you got a billion people in China and a billion people in India and another billion people that are in Africa and billion in South America. They're all burning garbage, man. So it's like, what's a little gas mower gonna do compared to billions of guys burning all the garbage? Oh well, what am I gonna do? Well, what you gonna do? Somebody thought it was a good idea. Okay, Wrench is frustrated that cars cost so much, mostly because of government requirements. Pinto sold 500,000 the first year. Now, if a car sells 100,000, it's unusual. Yeah, um, there is a lot of extra cost that goes into. I mean, you're mandating airbags and things like that. Backup cameras, I think that's required for some vehicles. But it's yeah, it's all that little, a lot of that stuff is, that safety stuff is actually pretty good. But I don't know, it's kind of like if it was optional, I probably wouldn't buy it. I'd save the money or something. It's hard to say. Oh, and then they also be able to do like crash tests and stuff so that the body, the frame, and everything has to be stronger. And that's a safety thing too. But yeah, I don't know. They other parts of the world, it's kind of weird. There's like I know like in third world countries and stuff, like no one's wearing seatbelts. It's like, oh, you got like 20 people in the back of a pickup truck hanging on to some rickety thing that somebody welded in there so they don't fall out of the truck, and it's like they're going down the highway at 80 kilometers an hour, or maybe 70, and bouncing around in the back of this truck hanging on. And it's like, yeah, that's just how people get around in most of the world. So you might have a functioning airbag for the for the driver, but he's not wearing his seatbelt and he's got 20 people standing in the back of the truck. So it's kind of like, okay, do you really need to spend that much money on the airbag? I don't know. And oh, is that true, Rich? In 2029, all cars will have lane keeping and emergency braking. Hmm, interesting. What could go wrong? Actually, yeah, yeah, all the sensors. Like there's my neighbor, he was telling me about his buddy, what was it? Someone rear-ended, I think, or he rear-ended somebody, or someone rear-ended them. I think he re-rented somebody. I forget what it was. The bottom line was that there was like some fascia and bumper that had to get replaced on his car, and it was like 10 grand. But it was because it had all those radar sensors in it and everything. So you just bump someone's back. You do a little fender bender instead of like just painting up some plastic or replacing it, and then giving it a paint job. It's okay, let's replace all these expensive sensors, and then we got to calibrate the computer, and then we do all this other stuff. More money, more insurance money. There we go. Your insurance cost goes up doing that too. Or you just move to a third world country where you don't need car insurance. Something like that. And then things get really wacky if you get in an accident. So who knows? Who knows? The world's a weird place. All I know is that I'm getting old and everything's like, what else are they not going to make anymore? My guitar over there, they don't make that anymore. Someone said it was a BC Rich Dreadnought. Someone put a comment in there and it's like, oh yeah, I guess that's what it is. But it's like kind of the low end one. So there we go. Here we go. Another little factoid from Ranch. If you bump a Rivian, you need a whole new car roof as part of the bed. There you go. There you go. I tell you, give me an old, I don't know, some old car with a carburetor that won't start in the winter. Okay, so that's about it for today. Yeah, enough complaining. I feel like I've purged my system of all my old man thinking, but it'll probably come back again the next time I want to buy something and it's just, no, we don't make it anymore. Okay, that's that. Today's Monday, so I'll be back on Wednesday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. So that's about it. I guess we'll just kind of shut her down, and thank you for watching. Bye.